right, perfect. So I'm pretty sure I found a good thing to talk about. Let's see. Did we? Oh, we didn't start the timer. So one big thing, is the concept of growth. As I pass by this wide array of trees that we're surrounded by, this vast, beautiful structures we come to know as trees, it reminds you, of the concept of growth. Those trees weren't always as tall and nice. As you see them today, they weren't like that, the entire time. I started out as just seeds, and then plants, and then, smaller forms of something as big as this big old tree. But what that makes you realize, is the concept of growth and how it applies to us as well. Because we're like trees. We need to grow. And also too, whether you like it or not, you're gonna grow. You're gonna go from a seed, to an infant. A seed, like a child at birth, to an infant, then to a young boy or a girl, then teenager, then young adult, then old man. And those things happen with you, like those physical body changes that come with time and age, right? Because those trees, just by the fact of being alive, they're gonna get bigger and they're gonna grow. But those trees need nutrients to survive, right? And that's not only just to survive, you can also bring in the concept of fertilizer, right? Those extra nutrients and supplements for that tree to grow faster, to grow bigger, right? For us, that can be, reading a bunch of different books, hearing different podcasts, going to school, getting an education, and, getting those extra bits of information and, sources, of extra, in our case, nutrients for us. Those help us survive better, make us smarter, bigger, faster, stronger, you name it. And, it's not to say that without those ingredients we could still grow, and make, changes in our life, become those bigger trees. But having access to those things makes it a lot easier, makes it a lot simpler for you. So when you have, these times where you feel like growth is not coming, where you feel that you're in a tough situation, like it's hard to move up, right? You're stuck in a sense, you're at a dead-end job. And how can you get out of that? How can you strive to get out of that position and make more of your life, right? So in order to do that, you need that fertilizer. You need to read those business books to teach you how to get a business, to get an extra education, go back to school, get a degree, because that'll make you grow, right? Because you can even say that trees only grow up to a certain point. A lot of them do, and the only way to make them get bigger than that is to give them an extra supplement or ingredient or fertilizer to make them grow more. And that can happen to a lot of us. We simply just go to high school and just trade school, and that's not to say that's a bad thing, but if you're in a situation where you want more from yourself, you want to exceed beyond your current expectations of the things that are granted to you through your current job or situation or gym life, right? Your body. And how do you do that? How do you overcome that point that you're at right now, that trap? And that's to say, you can do something simple as like, I'm stuck at home, I only have the home workouts, I don't have access to weights. So guess what? You go and you find a gym, you start calling them, Find out which one has the cheapest membership, which one has all the weights that you want to use, and you go and you start using that gym, right? You can say that trees, you know, depending on where they are, you know, a lot of trees have beautiful homes here in Miami, right? Because the weather's so nice, the conditions are ideal for trees in this location. But let's say you bring it up to Alaska or Antarctica and so on, you know, places with extremely frigid weather, cold weather, snow, and other conditions that, you know, might subject the tree and not allow it to grow, you know, to its fullest potential, which is possible here, right, in a beautiful climate like Miami. So if you have those hindrances, if you have, you know, that way, you know, that, you know, home gym that's making you stuck, you know, in your gains, or that school that you're in, right, you don't feel it's giving you, it doesn't have all the resources that you need, it doesn't have the right environment, or you're hanging around a bunch of toxic friends that are taking up all your time and, you know, not letting you, you know, go out and do the things that you want, that are silencing your opinion, as sad as that may be, which I've had happen to me. You want to get away from that, you know, get away from those friends, get away from that home, you know, find yourself that nice gym, find yourself a better school or place to study, and better friends, you name it. Because then what'll happen is you'll be able to, you know, be in the right situation to grow. And that's not to say that you're supposed to make the most of your environment, right? Whether you may be coming from a rough neighborhood or, you know, underprivileged place, right? If you're in that situation, make the most of it. Don't complain. You know, don't sit back and point fingers at other people, because the only person to blame is yourself in the end. But if you have that opportunity, you know, to fly to America, to fly or move to a better place, why not do it? You know, if it's gonna give you, you know, more chances, more opportunities, more eyes on you, you know, more potential sources of income, right? Because in some countries and places, it might be a lot harder to make six figures. You know, it's not as easy as it is here in the States. And that's not to say that it's the most easiest thing. Of course, it takes a certain degree of effort, but over here, you know, pretty much anybody can do that. You know, and you can't say that for other parts in the world. All they, you know, you can say that they can. Of course, in life, anything is possible, but it's harder. You know, and it would make more sense to simply just come over here and do it here. And I'll tell you this, like, you know, being a kid in the United States, being a kid, you know, in an area with nice weather, with great business opportunities, with great places of education, you know, I'm blessed enough to say, you know, that I, you know, am a tree in the right place. I have, you know, the potential to grow, you know, pretty much the highest of any place in the world, right? You know, they might argue that, like, New York, you know, is a better place for business people. You know, California might be a better place for scientists. LA might be a greater place if you want to be a movie star. But, you know, wherever you come from, you gotta make the most of it. You gotta, you know, if you come out of Wyoming, it doesn't mean, no, you can't, you know, buy a camera from Amazon, turn it on, start recording yourself, start practicing lines to become an actor. You can't, you know, buy, you know, a piece of land, buy lab equipment, start doing experiments, maybe discover, you know, some, you know, world-saving drug, you know, or cure to a certain illness in this world. Of course, you know, probably coronavirus, hello, but in this day and age, but you know that you can't, you know, complain about where you come from. You're gonna make the most of it. And when you're given that shot, you know, as Eminem says, you know, and lose yourself, you only get one shot. And sadly as it is for a lot of people, they only get one shot, you know, and that's it. you know, you gotta make the most of it, because, you know, even you can even say that your life is one shot, one whole big shot. But you only get one shot at your life. You can't do it again. You can't turn back time. You know, there's no reset button on your life. It's only forward from here. And with that in mind, you know, there's no way to go back. There's no way for that tree to go back to that seed. You know, even after it knows a better way to grow. And that's the thing, is you got to figure out how to keep going, how to make yourself, you know, make more of your situation as quickly as possible. Gather that knowledge. Don't sleep on it. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait, because what you learned at 30, had you known at 20, might save you a lot of time, a lot of money. And by the time you're 30, you'll be in a better place, of course. And you know, that's a sad reality of life. You know, those trees, you know, they're not around forever. You know, they grow to whatever they may grow. Gather all the rings, grow super old. It'd be nice if we lived as long as trees, but just like us, their time is limited.